The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was aired 24 years ago and was about a boy named Billy, the Grim Reaper, and an antisocial girl called Mandy. The trio did all kinds of stuff, from battling aliens and dealing with otherworldly beings to playing and spending quality time together. Today I want us to remember every character who featured in the 6 seasons of the show, then look at the legendary voice actors who took the role in voicing them, and how they are doing in 2025. We begin with the Grim Reaper, who we shall just call Grim. He was an undead skeleton and the manifestation of the afterlife. He spoke with a sweet Jamaican accent and was forced to live with Billy and Mandy after he lost in a game of limbo. He was mostly seen cleaning up the consequences of Billy's stupidity and his lack of common sense. He was about 137,000 years old, and the only things he enjoyed was his job as the Grim Reaper and also ice cream and chocolate. He was voiced by Greg Eagles, who is an American actor that also took part in voicing Rokotaro in Afro Samurai. There was this boy called Billy, who was Grim's and Mandy's best friend. He was always happy and dim-witted, and his IQ was approximately -5. He was also very friendly and good-natured. But his curiosity always got him into trouble that needed both Grim and Mandy's help. His stupidity sometimes gave him the power to be extremely oblivious to pain. He inherited his low IQ from his father, who always behaves and thinks like him. His voice was from Richard Stephen Horvitz, who is an American voice actor and comedian. He also voiced a dwarf and a crowd member in Shrek. Jeff was a giant underworld spider monster who always referred Billy as his adoptive father. The only way to describe Jeff is a spider who was too nice and sometimes an insane monster. He was mostly a gentle and kind arachnid who, even after being treated badly by Billy, he held no ill will towards him at all. He had 4 green eyes and a red hourglass-shaped pattern on his back, and also possessed some white fangs and claws for fingers. Voiced by Maxwell Adams, who is an American animator and voice actor. He is also the one who created the series called Grim and Evil, which was exactly like this one with same characters. Mandy was a third in the trio, alongside Billy and Grim. She lived in Ensville and was a complete opposite of Billy. She was grumpy and bitter, but also very intelligent and brave. She spoke with a deep female voice and was an antihero and sometimes a main antagonist in some episodes. She always regarded herself to be superior to all the characters in the show and always wanted to rule and dominate the planet when the time was right. Her soul was irredeemable, and nothing could make her jovial whatsoever. Her voice was from none other than the iconic Grey Delisle. We discuss her multiple times, and she is an American voice actress and a Cartoon Network legend. And now to Irwin, who was Billy's closest friend and a nerdy little boy. He had a strong crush on Mandy and was also very cowardly. He tried everything to make Mandy like him, but Mandy never showed any interest in him, which was kind of sad. His last name was Dracula and was a quarter vampire related. He developed powerful abilities like superhuman strength. He could shapeshift, he had wing flight, and also had dark magical energy control. He was voiced by a woman called Vanessa Marshall, who is known for her voice in multiple Star Wars characters in the Star Wars franchise. Mindy was the most popular girl at Ensville Elementary. She was Mandy's archenemy and the most bossy girl in town. The reason she had a beef with Mandy was because she didn't want to be friends with her when they were younger, and she carried this feeling up to date. She was mean, arrogant, and spoiled, and was not as intelligent as Mandy. Rachel McFarlane was responsible for her voice. She is Seth MacFarlane's younger sister, and also the voice of Haley Smith in American Dad. Gladys was the mother of Billy and the wife to a man called Harold. She was a devoted wife and mother, and was known to love Billy more than anything else. We first saw her when she met the Grim Reaper in her house, and she almost lost it before getting shipped to rehabilitation. She fed her son all kinds of junk food and was always there for her dim-witted Billy throughout the show. She was voiced by Jennifer Hale, who is a Canadian-American voice actress. She is also a member of the Hex Girls music group and is now blessed with one child. A boy called Pud'n was an unlucky next-door neighbor to Billy. He had red hair and green eyes, and was also iconic with his freckled cheeks. He was so sensitive and innocent, and would always cry when someone yelled at him or even touched him roughly. He was known to be sweet and polite with everyone, and enjoyed girly things like beautiful flowers, butterflies, and bunnies. He was a good little kid, and was voiced by Jane Carr, who is an English actress. Mandy had a father called Phillip. He was a skinny man with brown hair and orange glasses, and was known to be very scared of his daughter. He always did what Mandy said without hesitation, but genuinely loved her nevertheless. He was 35 years old in the first season, and it was the great D. Bradley Baker who voiced him. He is a known voice of Appa in The Last Airbender, Captain Rex in The Clone Wars, and also Daffy Duck in Space Jam. Hector Con Carne was a brain that was connected to his stomach, and was an evil villain who was wanted by the law because he committed crimes of all sorts. He mostly wanted to dominate the world, and was a Mexican billionaire playboy with no morals whatsoever. He yelled and always insulted people he deemed unworthy, and was a narcissistic and self-absorbed tyrant that cared for nobody except himself. Voiced by Phil Lamar, a voice actor who also voiced Samurai Jack, and also Hermes Conrad in Futurama. Six other characters include Principal Good Vibes, who was the principal of Ensville Elementary. He always tried to make the students feel as happy as possible at all times, and was known to sleep in his car. Has Delgado was a spectral exterminator, meaning he was a hunter of supernatural monsters. The only problem was that he lost his sense of determining whether or not a supernatural creature was actually harmful, and this led to him hunting down the Grim Reaper. Nurgle Jr. was the son of a villain called Nurgle, and he was an introverted boy with a gothic look and personality. General Scar was an army general and the next-door neighbor of Billy. He used to work for Hector Con Carne before joining the army. Nurgle was the main villain of the show, and was a being from the center of the earth with snake-like tentacles. And finally, Miss Eleanor Butterbean, who was Billy and Mandy's teacher at Ensville Elementary.